Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Grace's world to come crashing down. Lee and Sheila Carter have a surprising commerce. We just watched as Finn brazened Grace after Liam medical records regarding the brain excrescents were deleted. The manly croaker has known in his gut ever since Liam's phenomenon that commodity is veritably out. Finn indeed went as far as to charge Grace of making up Liam's brain excrescents. Finn's surprise when Grace eventually fessed up. Grace is trying to explain her situation. Finn is enough moral character and indeed confesses to effects when it would be more he keep his mouth shut. He's floored by Grace's concession. Grace also made it clear that Reese Buckingham's debtors were now coming after her. Not only that, but Grace said they know where Paris and Zoe Buckingham live. The devious croaker prayed Finn to not tell anyone and help her cover up the crime. Finn wouldn't be suitable to do that, at least not right now. A daily exercise clip shows him dragging Grace to Bill House. While the primogenitor isn't there, Liam and Hope are. There's a chance that Finn could cover for Grace at the last nanosecond. Lee has been keeping a minatory secret. The croaker has decided to fake Luna death and also fix her killer bastard. Lee has it in her head that Luna's problems are all Poppy's fault. Still, indeed if Lee is successful, will anyone believe Lee's reformation? Lee and Sheila will end up being surprised by their commerce. Sheila has been suspicious ever since they told her Luna's keepsake had formerly been handled. The grandmother wanted to know where Luna was laid to rest, so she could pay her last felicitations. Lee wouldn't tell her anything, however. Could Lee end up roping Sheila into her plan? If so, that would clearly put Sheila in a new moral dilemma, one that could bring her the only person she has left in this world, cleric. Finn soliciting Grace to just tell the verity about Liam formerly and for all. Grace's preoccupation with Liam has been strange from the launch. We no way saw these neurologists who claimed that Liam had a brain excrescence. We only heard this news from Grace, who also couldn't stop forging Finn about Liam seeking treatment. After Liam's contended excrescence junking surgery, Finn's reservations truly began because nothing could recover as snappily as phenomenon man Liam. A projectile crack to brain surgery and suddenly he's just fine? How could that indeed be? It makes absolutely no sense. When Finn saw the small, shallow gash on the reverse of Liam's head, he was sure commodity was over. As Grace eventually confesses and tells Finn what she has really been over to with Liam and why, Finn's jaw falls straight to the bottom. Grace set up an entire elaborate scheme just to get her hands on a cool million, but why was Liam of all people her victim? Ridge is still determined to get Brooke down from Nick. Eric has informed him that Nick has an engagement ring, so the veritably engaged Ridge can't allow Brooke to come engaged to Nick. That just wouldn't do. When he spots her on the reverse of Nick's boat, he calls for her, but commodity goes terribly wrong and Ridge has to perform a daring deliverance. In fact, he's also going to have to get relatively wet when he jumps into the Mediterranean. We knew there had to be a dramatic moment that would bring Brooke and Ridge back together, and it looks like this is it. Nick will be left out in the cold wave, as will Taylor. We guess all that confidence was for nothing and she'll need Grace to treat her coming bout of broken heart pattern. Finn world could be sloped upside down. Finn tried to play the idol and brazen Grace and it may blow up in his face. Finn gets stripped of his medical license? When Grace blazoned that Liam's surgery was a success and he made a miraculous recovery from cancer, Finn knew commodity was seriously wrong. After sneaking a peep at Liam's surgery lacerations, the good croaker cornered Grace and demanded the verity from her. But, is Finn going to go down with her? Finn could seriously lament not minding his business this time around. Grace is easily a con artist, and the good croaker is playing with fire. Grace could pull an ace out of her fund and tell Finn that if he reports her he'll go down with her. Grace worked nearly with Finn and Dr. Forrester and they could have intentionally been an abettor to her crimes. Sure, it's not enough to put Steffi hubby behind bars, but the medical board is important stricter. Still, he could lose his license to exercise drug, if Finn's name is involved in Grace's cancer reproach. Finn's career is his livelihood and he'd be lost without his white diminutives. To add personality to injury, Steffi just packed up the kiddies and left town. However, he'll literally have nothing to do if Finn loses his job. Grace will hang Finn if he exposes her. He do the right thing or help her cover up her crimes to save his career? Sheila will continue making her rounds. After drooling with Liam and Steffi, she'll Rainley Finnegan and want to bandy their collective granddaughter. But there will be some red flags. Lee hiding commodity about Luna death. Sheila is on the mend and out and about. She wants some check for her granddaughter's death. She'll track down Lee to bandy Luna and presumably will want to make some kind of burial arrangements. Lee won't exactly be helpful. Sheila's spidey senses will go out after her converse with Finn's mama. Sheila Carter is seasoned in death faking. If Lee is over to commodity also she isn't going to be suitable to hide it from Luna's other grandma for veritably long. Sheila sounded to authentically watch about her worried granddaughter, and is mourning her death. Still, Sheila will be like a canine with a bone and won't rest until she finds out the verity, if Lee gives her a bitsy shred of stopgap that Luna Nozawa might not be dead. Still, Sheila will track her down, if Luna is being held in a new sanitarium room like Finn when his mama faked his death. What will Sheila do if she finds her granddaughter? She reported to authorities or try to steal her from Lee. Finn hearing alarm bells, Grace getting her hands indeed dirtier, and Ridge trying to stop Nick from proposing to Brooke. Ridge was eventually seeing the light. He apologized to Brooke for turning against her during the achievement and for everything after. He said sorry over and over for hurting her and told her he watched about her deeply. Before he got everything off his casket, Nick showed up and whisked her down. Brooke was all grins while walking the thoroughfares of Italy and eating gelato with Nick. She was indeed more pleased when he took her to his boat. How lovely. Eric was on the phone trying to track down his son to no mileage. He was each about the drama and indeed told Donna about the engagement ring when she called. Nick was going to propose and he and Ridge must stop it. Donna prompted him to find Ridge before it was too late. Luckily, Eric didn't have to stay long. Soon, his son was there and Eric frenetically told him about Nick's ring and planned to make Brooke his woman. Bill and Liam was out of bed for the first time, which pleased Finn when he showed up to check in. Finn kept his dubitation to himself, but when he asked about Liam's aftercare and physical remedy plan, he was on edge when he heard there wasn't one. While Bill saw that as yet another phenomenon, Finn knew that simply wasn't possible. How could an experimental treatment go so well the veritably first time? This is unheard of. Bill wasn't about to protest this gift steed in the mouth, especially not after paying such a high price for his son's life. Imagine Finn's shock to hear Bone Bill happily paid a cool $1,000,000. He was indeed more perturbed. Literacy. He transferred the plutocrat directly to Grace. Liam lamented how funny it was that Grace saved his life after Reese tried to ruin it. The evil croaker stole his son to pay off gambling debts and nearly burgled him of a life with her. And Grace is the one who gave him further time with his son. Laying debts, you say? Finn's coming stop was his office, where he started making calls to get Liam's train. Back at the Casa Spencer, Liam thanked Bill for dropping frenetic cash to save his life. Bill wouldn't hear of it. That's nothing. The plutocrat is nothing. He's just relieved his family is still complete after he let Luna free. As for Grace, she got tough with that riddle player who keeps calling her. Don't come near me or my daughters ever again. You hear me? Ever again. She seethed before hanging up the phone and gaping at Liam's train. She was so stressed out she indeed snapped at a nanny who came to deliver paperwork. Grace's coming call was to Paris. Grace told her son how important she loves her and told her she'd do anything for her. Also, she went and deleted Liam's entire brain cancer medical history. She also sat with her studies and relived each and every single taradiddle she told that got her to this point. Her walk down that crazed memory lane was intruded by Finn storming into her office and demanding answers.